I am in the studio actually on a Sunday. Usually I film these on a Friday or Saturday and then they go live on a Sunday. But I had a great day yesterday. I went to a yarn festival for fiber artists with my daughter, and it was great. It was really great. Then we had tea in the afternoon. It was just really a nice day. And so here I am on an actual Sunday. And I have not been in the studio, and I have been busy. Life is full, but it isn't because of that. I've decided that my avoidance at this moment is because I am afraid of messing up my paintings, and it's the precious phase. And so today we're going to work our way out of that on a painting or two on the series that I'm working on. And let's see if we can boost through that. But first, let's take a look at what's on the desk and then we'll get busy painting. I'm hoping to, well, I have to finish them by March 27th. So if you're watching this in real time, today is the 16th. So I basically have 10 days, 11 days. They're due on the 3rd, but I start traveling at the beginning of the month of April. And so I need to get them done sooner than that. So putting a little pressure on myself, and usually that also works. Some people feel like that kind of pressure is a real negative to, sort of procrastinate, and then you have this pressure to get something done. But I know in my creative process that actually works in my favor. But the preciousness is a problem. And so let's try to burst through that today. And that fear of messing something up. It's just paint, right? It's just paint. Let me flip you over, show you what I've got on my desk, and then we'll start painting. People like to know what I've been reading. So I just finished this. This is Richard Osman's second series called We Solve Murders. He is the author of the Thursday Murder Club, and I would start with that. If you like sort of, I don't know, they're cozy mysteries, but not quite so cozy, which I like better. And so they're very fun. The Thursday Murder Club takes place in a retirement village, and the characters are fantastic. And this second series is also really fun. I had a harder time getting into it just because I think I was used to the first one. But once I did, he is so funny, and it was fast and just super enjoyable. So that is a winner. That is a winner. It's a friend's book, so I'll return it. And then I saw that Gretchen Rubin, I think, or maybe it's her sister, on the Happier in Hollywood podcast was doing a book club for Stephen King's On Writing, which I've never read. And although I probably won't follow the book club that they're doing, I was very interested in getting a copy. So I just got this on Thrift Books, and it's got some stuff in it, but that's totally fine. It's supposed to be really good, and so I'm excited to read that. And then I got this from Thrift Books, The Adventures of Frog and Toad. My grandson, I think, has this, but I don't have a copy anymore, and I wanted my very own copy, so I'm super excited to have this. I love Frog and Toad so much. And then I pre-ordered and got this on the day it came out. This is We Need Your Art by Amy McNee, which you might know her on Instagram as what is her name? Inspired Art, I think. But she, Inspired to Write, that's who she is on Instagram. She does all the handwritten things. And I would be interested, if anyone is interested in doing sort of a read along with this book, put it in the comments, and maybe we could do a little side read along starting in May is what I thought. I won't be able to do that in April, but it would be fun to do that together with other people if they were interested. I know that at the end of each chapter she's got reflection questions and things that we could actually talk about, which is kind of fun. Anyway, excited to have that. And the way you support an author when they have a new book out is doing the pre-order. So I don't always do that, but when I can, I do. And then I got the cutest, oh my gosh, this is from Tracy at Life in the Wild West YouTube channel here, and she sent me this. Look, oh my gosh, isn't that adorable? And then there's a long letter inside, which was just so yummy to read, and it's just fantastic. The bear is fantastic. And then look, little stickers. I love it. I am a dreamer and a doer. I think it's great. And then there were other little, look at these. The little mustache. I think that glows in the dark, which I'm super excited about. San Francisco, where I have lived. And the cutest little owl. Isn't that adorable? So fun. So fun to do slow mail. She's part of my, I have been sending a monthly Camp Wilder newsletter, and I had sent it to her, and she sent this to me in response, which is just, oh, lovely. It's so much nicer than getting junk mail or bills. This is what mail is for. It's fantastic. So let me get the paintings and let's get started, and we can talk about preciousness, because oh my golly, preciousness. This obviously is just an old baking tin, and I could paint right on that. I could paint on anything, but it's kind of nice to have it in something a little contained. So we'll start on this one, and I think my problem with wanting to get in here is I really like these. I really like them. And when you really like something, you don't necessarily want to mess it up. And I think that's where I find myself, is that I really like them. I'm going to go ahead and put my paint over here. I need to add some more of that iron oxide to that. Yeah, I really, really, really like this. And so when I really like something, I get a little nervous that whatever I'm going to do is going to ruin it, which is silly because it's just paint. It doesn't matter. But that feeling is still very much present. And so how do you deal with that feeling, right? That, yeah, you might mess it up. I don't draw out my paintings. I'm adding a little water to this just to make the viscosity a little different, in case you wondered. I don't really draw out the painting, so I'm not like filling in. There's no pencil lines. It really is just my paint going over. For the outline, I did, a mark, but for this part, I would not. So it just gets tricky. It just gets tricky when I don't want to ruin something. I am looking for a smaller paintbrush, so let me get that. Here's a weird array. This is a number 3, but I don't know, the nibs look almost gone. A number 2, this is one of those sort of calligraphy brushes, and then 2, this is the number 12 and a number 10. These are kind of messed up, but this is what I'm gonna go with, plus the other brushes I might need something else. My thought is first to put in some of the lines that will be on this. So we might have to work on a few. I don't know if this brush will work. Oh yeah, that'll work. Great. Yeah, I got very unsure about working on these because I thought, oh, well, what if they don't work out and they're supposed to be part of this series? But then I realized, it doesn't matter. even if it doesn't work out, that's part of the process. Yes, I've said I will have them ready by this time, but if I didn't, I didn't. You know, the deadline is both real and imagined. You know, there's a group of people and they're getting theirs done, and maybe they would get theirs done and maybe I wouldn't. I just had to have sort of, you know, talk myself through it, I guess, right? Just talk myself through that feeling of like, whatever happens will be just fine. But oh, the head does it such a trip, doesn't it? Just of, am I able? Can I do this? Am I good enough to do this? It's just such a trip. I'm going to go ahead and work on the internals of those ears. Okay. We'll let that dry. We'll do another one. We'll go ahead and work on all three of the yellows for that background because we have it. So it's just a little of that iron oxide and then some of the yellow ochre. And I do kind of like this brush for this. We're basically just making hair. Great. It's great. All right, let's do two more. I think we'll do a lighter hair here. It's pretty light. Oh yeah. So I'd love to know your relationship to getting precious about your paintings and how you work yourself out from that, because I don't think I'm special. I think this is a thing that lots of us feel. And then we get, kind of frozen, and it makes you not want to work on the painting because it feels like that feeling I'm going to mess it up is hard to combat. And it's not helpful. It might, though, also be, when I look sort of at the long game of it, it might also be, though, that although, do these stripes, yeah, do a little hair here, although it might just be part of the process, just like procrastination is just part of the process for me. Like maybe that feeling of preciousness has to create some pressure so that I move. I like to think of it as like a tea kettle. So you snap the lid down and the water boils, and as it starts to boil, it whistles, but it's pressure that's making that happen. And maybe my resistance to wanting to hurt it, or any resistance I have to working on paintings, might be part of that process. It looks so much better with hair. Tone this down with some of that iron oxide. It makes sort of a gray, like a gunmetal gray, to do the ear parts. I might darken that up a bit. Yeah, it needs to be a little bit darker. I'm dipping in the Payne's gray. Yeah, I think that might be even better. I think there could also be some resistance to, I do this on camera, and could my resistance be about that I don't want to mess up on camera? But honestly, that shouldn't matter either, because it would be part of the process for you to see. So I need to work through that. Oh, the lighter looks better. Okay. Okay. That's pretty great. Those are so fun. Oh, I almost put it in my coffee. How many of you do that? All right, we have two more, so let's go ahead and do those. Try putting some of that pyrrole. Put it in that yellow, but that might be that looks too dark. That might work. We don't want them to look like, I don't want to have them look like injuries. Oh yeah, that looks fine. You know, red would maybe look like a gash, which is not the look we're going for. Try some of this teal, some of the iron oxide. That's kind of a nice color. That's a very nice color. I don't know if it's the right color for that, but it is a nice color. Then I'll lighten it up a bit with some Titan Buff. Yeah, I actually do think I like that. It has like a earthiness to it that, yeah. Oh yeah, that's great. I am loving these, which is great. That's very helpful for when the next stage. The next stage will be the faces, and then it'll be all the other things like the donut and the bird and the flowers. And my goal is half an hour each day to get them done, which doesn't seem like a lot of time, but honestly, I think it'll be enough time. So that's the goal. Oh yeah, that looks great. That looks great. That looks great. I love it. That's kind of fun. Oh, it's fun. So although I have been feeling like they're too precious and I don't want to touch them, this was great. This was like enough of a boost, I think, to get me to the next spot. I think I will do some sketchbook of the faces. I think that will help. So I have an idea of what I want to do. It'll take away the pressure. So I'll be working on that. And half an hour each day, at least for the next 10 days is the goal. And I think that should push me through to be able to get these finished, and I'll keep you posted. And if you're feeling like things are too precious, I think the thing we need to do is to tell ourselves, it's just paint. It's just a painting. I can paint over it. I've already painted over these twice. I can paint over them again. If I don't make the deadline, then I didn't make that deadline, and that's okay. I think that deadlines are good because they push us towards something, but this is all experimental. I'm not creating something I've ever really created before. Yes, I do a ton of bears, but I've never done these bears before. I've never done quite this color palette. I've never done quite this style. I've never done quite on this size. And so giving ourselves just that, the grace to know we're all just trying something is really good, and to just let go and just be part of the process. I think I say this all the time. It really is just the process. And I'll be writing more about this in my experiment log, which is here. And if you came here from this video, thank you. I'm continuing to work on it. And then when this one is full, I will be doing another video just about this process. I have to say it's really helped me get out of my head and to have a place to put something down. So that's great. And whatever you're doing, I hope you know that you are never wasting paint, and that this is all just an experiment. Every single thing I do in the studio and everything that you do in your studio or your sketchbook or on your easel, it's It's all just an experiment, and whatever happens is great. You're just learning something new. So I will see you next Sunday, and yeah, just keep painting, keep making marks.